there, everybody. Welcome to another Coach Rival stream. This time we have Gankenstein's Monsters versus the Green Team. This is some of our higher elo players. This is from the Legends tier. And I'm excited to introduce your shoutcasters for tonight. They are Blue Side and Coach Gross. Here they are.
All right, good evening, everybody. We're out here to watch our some of our two higher teams play tonight. This is Blue Sky, also Coach Kenneth Edmondson, playing in the Legends team tier on the yellow team, also known as Shake That Ash. And Coach Gross, go ahead and take it on.
Hey everybody, I'm Coach Gross, or Old Man Liver, if you've seen me in the server. I am really excited to be here. I appreciate Slipstream inviting us on to call these matches, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. We have no spoilers. We have not seen the champs who are picked. We've not seen the results of these things, so I am excited to see it. How are you feeling about the matches, Blue Sky?
I am excited to see what's going to happen here. I know we have a lot of talent with these two teams. I also know we have a lot of people that may not be playing on their normal role on here, so I'm just excited to see how this plays out and how the teams work together and play together tonight. So we go ahead and start pulling up towards our next set of data on here.
Here are some old player cards. Some of the people who were in 2 seasons ago. We got Bibobe, Eric, Ashley, I don't think made this match. Got a couple subs in too.
Ashley was subbed out this match.
Got Septo. And Pathfinder. And then Ched. Hernandez teaches. And Kairu. And here's a little bit of info about our teams. Take it away, guys.
All right, so just running through these orange team players, through Gankenstein's Monsters players. Starting out at the top, we have Karis. Karis is a pretty terrifying top laner. Peaked, let's see here, peaked before at gold, and currently is kind of dominating everybody with Camille. Super high win rate on Camille. That's a scary champion. And then just moving down there, actually, I'm sorry, today is Bibobe playing. Karis was subbed out for this one. Apologies. And I'm not sure what Bibobe is playing. Eric in the jungle is terrifying on every champ. This dude peaked in Grandmaster at one point, and we do not have a lot of records on him for ranked. He does not put in a lot of ranked hours, but absolutely terrifying on a huge variety of champs. I would not want to play against this guy. Moving down, we also have English teacher playing at AD carry with a really scary, almost 70% win rate on Caitlyn. So we'll see if he gets that champion, but pretty formidable Jinx as well. What's sticking out to you there, Blue Side?
Well, Caitlyn has been really, really strong on this patch with the different items that have been working with the great items and just the bonuses and buffs that have come along with that. And Jinx also plays a lot well with that, which is why I feel like he likes those two a lot. I also feel like there might be some play for that Jhin to come in as well on here. Now, as far as with Eric in the jungle, I know that one of the things that we've heard some whispers about before is that he likes to run really wild things there. So I'm excited to see if we might pull out some sort of exotic pick that we might not be expecting going up into this point on here.
Absolutely. And just rounding out that Gankenstein's Monsters squad, we've got that Septo, who it appears really enjoys her enchanters. Absolutely stellar win rate on Lulu, sitting at 50%, but those numbers are updated after this 4-game loss streak. So hopefully able to turn that one around for this match coming up. But having an enchanter in your lane as a strong AD carry like that, especially Caitlyn, definitely can lead to some stuff bot side. So let's go ahead and move on and check out Green Team. And I'll let you take the lead on this one, Blue Side.
All right, well, with Green Team, we got Pathfinder kind of going in the top lane, and we'll kind of see, even though we don't really see much data on this particular page in his op.gg, he has some really terrifying champs there. He has the set that he really likes to lean on. He also has Darius and Mordekaiser that are just really good tank bruisers top lane. He likes to play on those. He also likes to play some really fun picks and some more aggressive fighter picks like the Yasuo or like Riven. So there's a lot of chance for different plays to happen there with Pathfinder. Now, as far as with Jed and with Hernandez teaches on there, I believe they were doing mid and ADC is what we were believing on this one, if I remember correctly.
Okay, this will be a surprise. I'm excited to see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure where the lineup was with everyone else on this lineup, but I'm excited to see where we get the stats line through as they kind of play through today.
These folks will probably count themselves lucky not to go up against any of those tank junglers that Hernandez teaches is putting out there. So let's.
Were they telling us that Jed support? I think might have been what it was.
Oh, okay.
Kairu mid.
Yeah, Kairu's
all right. Well,
Kairu was playing mid and Jed was playing support. Oh, okay. So I have. I'm now going to say that I have no ideas.
Hernandez teaches is on ADC, and then for this particular game, this team also has 2 subs that aren't listed here.
Okay.
Yes, they have the Havoc.
We are definitely going to have a lot of fun just seeing what happens here with the champ select and with our champs going through.
And I will hop.
Let's get in there. Let's get some surprises.
Oh yeah. All right. So it looks like for Gankenstein's was on the left side, correct?
Yes, sir. We've got Gankenstein's on blue. It looks like that Subdo is our. So we got Nautilus. Fixing Mantella is the sub, and Fixing Mantella is going to be our mid lane Ahri. Eric29 choosing Rumble Jungle. That's a pretty scary pick. Lots of lockdown, slows, lots of damage over time. That's not a fun champion to play against in the jungle if you get caught out. That's for sure. English teacher going with the really aggressive Jinx. I don't know, the ban situation. We didn't get to see those. So I'm not sure how he ended up with this champ, but I'm sure that they're glad it's not Caitlyn. And then we've got a top lane Jace by Bibabe. Not seeing a ton of Jace in the top lane lately, but it's always nice to go back to a classic. The Havoc is coming in here in support with Senna. We've got Kairu mid with Silas. Jungle is True Phenom, which means Hernandez teaches is playing AD carry with Karthus. So this is actually a very, very meta bot lane pick right now. And very frustrating to conventional AD carries. It just can't do a lot against it. It's just not a lot you can do. What are you kind of thinking of these lineups?
I feel like both teams has a lot of good flexes they can do with different strategies on there, and I really liked how they stacked everyone together on a green team there to try to defend from possible invade from the bot side before they kind of went out to their teams on there. I'm interested to see how the Karthus works with bot lane on there, because Karthus doesn't have as much direct damage that he's done normally from what I've seen, but he does have the ability to continue a fight even after that Nautilus would cancel him out. So it's just interesting to see how this pulls through as you kind of go through on there. So far, no one's really gotten a super aggressive start on their lanes yet. Everyone's kind of starting with the farming game and keeping that going steady on there.
That race to level 2, and you can see Kairu going in early, already engaging onto the Ahri. That's pretty good damage there. Not a bad trade, but taking a lot of minion aggro. Top lane playing it slow, playing it safe, just farming it out, trying to hit their spots. I think that early on in this matchup, it feels like Jace has a little bit of that ranged advantage if he can kite effectively, but I think pretty quickly it turns into an Aatrox lane. But I'm not positive. I don't know that much about this matchup. What do you think about it?
So I know that with the Aatrox, if he can get in close later on, it will be a very good fight for him on there. It's going to come down to how much Jace picks him out early on before he gets his other abilities. Like right there, Jace just got a good, real quick Q into his hammer form ult on top of, not ult, but hammer form smash on top of him.
And he's gotten himself into a little bit of trouble here. He's
going to take a lot of minion damage on that Aatrox though. right now.
Not a terrible trade for Jace. I think my expectation, though, is that he'll run out of sustain with mana issues here shortly. Checking in the bot lane, they're pushing in just a little bit.
We have an early
Oh,
gank
and we've
going
got a
over on top
gank.
lane. The Jarvan is going over there to try to poke him out a little bit, and he does get the poke out on
Couldn't
him.
see if he got the flash. Didn't see. We'll see when we get back to the regular screen where the summoner spells are standing, but I couldn't tell. Miss Charm there mid lane. Kero goes back in for the trade. Oh, looks like we're going to pick up.
Rumble came
Kill
in
top
to get
lane.
the first blood on the Aatrox. And that's kind of the problem with that, having the range into the melee matchup, is if you get the minion deficit too much, it can lead to you getting poked out on a tower like that. With both the ranged in jungle and top, it's very easy to set up one of those kind of collapses on Pathfinder up there. But he's got the TD back, and he's got a really big wave to farm, so he should be able to get right back into this pretty quickly.
And while we were watching that happen top, Silas managed to solo kill Ahri in the mid lane. They're pretty much even here in CS, but that early kill for Silas is going to be really, really useful for him. We'll get to the next view momentarily, and we'll have a look at what they're building, what they choose to go for first, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a Dark Seal on that Silas early on in the game, unless he's opting to build more tanky. But I feel like they've got a pretty good frontline setup already with the Jarvan 4 and the Silas. Oh, I'm sorry, with the Aatrox as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for a more damage-based build. We're getting a quick early roam.
And Rumble comes down to try to stabilize the lane a little bit for bot lane to let Ford get back in there. And we get a really good hook on to Barthas.
Okay.
To Senna.
So that's a lot of money already into the pocket of Eric. I'd love to see where he's sitting on gold and maybe get a look at these items people are building, but he's going back in for more.
Oh, yeah.
Probably just kind of shadowing the lane so they could shove this out and get a recall, but I don't think there's any chance that they're going to get a healthy recall off here. They're going to lose some CS either way. All right, so Jarvan's got the double long swords, and yeah, I suspected. Silas on first back went and picked up a Dark Seal and got himself a tome as well. Ahri's still sitting on a tome.
And so with the... Oh, that was a really good pull by Pathfinder right there. Yes, that was good. That was a good pull and reset by Pathfinder there to get the kill on the Jarvan. And that if he hits with that one chain ability and he doesn't get out of the circle right there, it's going to pull him back to where Aatrox can do the second slam and still be out of tower range and get out of there safely.
Big team fight rune here. Jarvan forced to flash out early, and it looks like that rumble damage is coming through. Ooh. Okay, they're onto the Ahri. They turned. Eric's going down as well. I think he's going to escape from this one, but that fight did not go the way that Gankenstein was hoping it would go. So they picked up something here on the bot side after, Jace effectively getting solo shut down in the top. So things are looking pretty good here for the green team.
Right, and as they're kind of going back towards the lanes on there, while they did lose out on that dragon they kind of wanted there, the only real other loss they had was on the support there. So Hernandez is still gaining his farm, still gaining in there, and that's kind of what he's going to need to do to keep relevant in this game.
Posturing for another team fight down here in the bottom. Okay, who claimed that Drake? I didn't see the notification. It looks like green team got the Drake. So after all that fighting, they go back in, re-engage, and there's another kill and another Drake taken. This one's getting pretty bloody. Right now, 5-2 in kills. No plates taken on either side, but there's
right now pushing Beobe off of the top wave, and I think he might get another solo kill at that top right there.
Ooh, and Eric picks up a kill onto both bot laners. Wow, Eric at this point single-handedly keeping this squad in the game.
Now it's interesting to see too that while the kill advantage is going to the green team right now, gold is still kind of spread out towards Gankenstein's. I think that has to do with, if we're looking at the farming numbers, it's all on that Rumble right there. That Rumble has the 4 kills and is also getting more minion CS than the Jarvan is at the moment.
another solo kill of Keiru over fixing Mantella. Just a look at what happens when you let Silas get a little bit of a lead, and it's such a difficult hill to overcome. I mean, he'll dive you. He's not afraid. He's got a lot of movement, a lot of engage, a lot of CC, and a ton of damage.
Oh, and that's kind of the problem with whenever you have a champion like that, and that not only has a strong melee presence, but also has a really strong healing factor in there. Is if you don't have enough damage to just straight up burst them out, and they're able to stay there and linger, they can get back into any type of situation going through. Right now we have a setup on English teacher trying to get Hernandez teaches to get busted out, and unfortunately didn't quite get the full kill on there, and it looks like they're posturing up for another hook from the Nautilus as well.
Yeah, these bot lane trades are pretty aggressive, and here comes another one.
Here comes, and that's going to end up with.
I think Jinx is picking up another kill.
On that one. She has hold. I think she just needs a little bit more damage to get that. Meanwhile, up top side, they're fighting over those grubs again.
Eric wins that smite fight. I think
that's going to be.
Go ahead.
Well, I think Pathfinder is getting low here. He's going to go for the recall. I think Eric might get in here.
Yeah, I think he's
time
done.
to get the kill here.
He's done another one.
There it is.
There he goes. 5-0-0, 350 gold shutdown at 10 minutes. That is not a bad scoreline. Artie has his.
As you mentioned earlier,
Eric
is terrifying on any champion that he's on.
I count myself lucky that I don't have to play against these guys this season. We're down in that champs tier, and we don't have to concern ourselves with the business of the big boys.
Oh man! And right there, we just saw another smooth play by both him and Mayobe to be able to cancel out Jarvan trying to lock the Jace down underneath the tower. Just good gank response from counter game from that one.
Yeah, there's solid rotations all around the map. I mean, Silas has picked up several. Oh, in the bottom lane, Senna pops the ultimate. They take Karthus. Karthus isn't able to do any follow-up damage. Ultimate's not up.
And right there was kind of what I was worried might end up happening with the Karthus is he has a lot of good abilities and a lot of good damage he can pour out, but he's just getting locked down on the Nautilus a little bit too much at the moment. But I think he'll still be able to farm out and still be definitely a factor throughout the rest of this game on here. And English Teachers has the CS advantage of about 11 right now, so we'll see if it's going to cancel out on anything from the kills from the Karthus later on.
Yeah, I feel like looking at these matches, the advantages of the comps are kind of coming into
and
more
we have
clarity.
A gank from Eric from the mid lane there again, just kind of laying out his dominance with the Rumble ult on that
He's
one.
spreading the love around, that's for sure. He makes his way to every lane, causing trouble, picking up farm along the way. This Jarvan is having a little bit of a hard time getting back into it, but I mean, I don't see a way in. What do you do? FF?
I mean, at this point, I would pick a lane to just kind of carry alongside and just make the life really, really hard for that opponent. And in this case, I might even go after that Jarvan because he is a little bit of behind his lane opponent on here. I might just try the Jarvan, sorry, the Aatrox in the top lane and go after that Jace. And I would just lock down that top side lane.
Yeah, Aatrox right now has got a 500 gold lead or so. Now look at this just absolute gold abyss in the jungle. It's tough. It's tough. I mean, Jarvan will always be useful as a champion. I mean, his CC, his burst damage, those things are absolutely invaluable in a team fight, especially for champions like Karthus who want you in a small space. But it's hard to come back from this position because Rumble can 1v2 anybody. Now I keep talking about this game like it's this just absolute blowout, but we're within 3k gold, at 13 minutes. This is absolutely still a playable game for both teams. No turrets taken. Things are still very much up in the air.
Well, and that's one of the advantages of what
big
players have done. We have really big engage on here. They are going to kill Karthus on the first part of this game. first part of this fight right here, but they are going to switch back to get the Nautilus as well. And
moving back up to top lane. Diba Bay almost grabbing a solo kill for himself. Eric's still in the mix. Oh, that's going to be trouble.
There comes the Silas. That's the one
big
thing you gotta watch
shutdown
out
to
for.
Silas.
Exactly.
1,000 gold to Silas, just like that. I'll be interested to see how big of a gold swing that was, but right now nobody has enough team members on the Rifts to take any of these objectives. Jinx rotating up towards the Jarvan. I don't think he's going to be able
around
to play.
that dragon to do something, but he might just poke it out and let it go back. No, he's going to pull it out.
Okay, he's got a little bit of support coming in now from the Karthus. They've got her pinched. I wouldn't be surprised to see them turn on this Jinx.
Yeah, and that's going to be ult down on the Jinx.
And there goes her flash. All right, got some peel.
And then we're going to have Senna come in and join the fight here. Looks like that Hernandez is going to go for the trade on English Teacher. Not quite get the kill, but they still get the kill on the Nautilus there.
Supto came in and did a really great job healing for the AD carry. Gave Jinx the opportunity to pick up another kill and not get sacrificed, and they pulled the team off the drink. Even if it's only temporarily. Oh yeah. Persistent.
And that's one of the advantages that these guys have is their experience of their play in not only high rank play but also against each other, because they really know how to keep these games close and keep the tension there.
It seems like they definitely recognize one another's patterns. They get surprised from time to time, but they definitely recognize each other's patterns. And I feel very lucky that we get to watch.
And we have Barrett coming in for fights on Lord, just like you mentioned before. Oh, and there comes the Jinx rocket. You always have to watch out for those coming from the mid lane across the map.
They turn it from a 2v2 into a 1v2. Bad.
Yes. And one of the things as an ADC you always love when you hit one of those cross map shots like that.
Oh, they feel nice.
Oh, they feel so great.
No, I don't know that I would know. I don't think I've ever hit a Jinx rocket that well. But the occasional Ash arrow, I'll admit it. Only because it's a 30-second cooldown, you know?
I have on many occasions gone, I might be able to get that shot. I'll go ahead and shoot it off. Why not? And, you know, it's one of those things, if you don't ever risk it, you don't ever get it. So, and there have been several times when I've shot one of those and hit it, but it didn't quite have the damage on there. But these guys definitely know their damage numbers well enough to know how to secure those. Looks like
so the game is moving more topside, leaning towards this Rift Herald. Oh, still some fighting going on bot, some 2v2 trading, but trying to get a little bit of vision around the Herald. We know that's the next big objective. Right now, we've got Green Team leading in Drakes, but behind in gold just a little bit. Nothing substantial.
Well, and that gold lead is coming not only from, and there's Eric getting another kill on the top laner, as he's going in to just try to cancel out the Pathfinder was trying to interjace and secure that Rift Herald for themselves. But that gold lead is also coming from the fact that they got that first tower at the top side, which is kind of giving them a little more flexibility up there, and of course the extra gold. Kairu did get the Rumble ult here, so we might see some action here with two people in this fight with them.
Let's see if he's able to turn that gold advantage into, you know, a couple of kills and an objective maybe.
We got the Karthus all coming down too, so they're going to try to layer up all three ults on top of each other.
It's a lot of damage. Ooh.
Eric is getting low. We are going to see them
he wins that snipe fight. And shut down again. Still has a 4 point gold.
Urban's trying to take the Rift Herald even though he can't, but that's fine.
You know?
Just try to make sure they don't get it. And we're going to see a chase underneath the tower, and I would expect to see that execute right there. Oh, but Jace is able to get the return kill. So overall, that fight went 2 for. Well, they lost 2 because I believe. Yeah, 2 for 2 on that fight, on that particular fight on there. But
now Rumble comes up with the Herald. Rumble does come up with the Herald. Now, you were talking a little bit earlier about the gold economy in this game, and we see that at the top it's very close. And on Gankenstein's Monster, most of the gold is on Rumble. There's a significant investment in the Jinx as well, but most of the gold is on Rumble. But on the other hand, we've got green team, and all of that gold is split out throughout the entire roster, basically. So they've got a pretty decent chance of winning these fights if they're able to burst down the rumble before they get CC'd too hard.
Right.
I don't know. How do you see these playing out?
I would see that if they're able to stack the team together, they'll find, or they're able to kind of go on top of people. But right now, they're just getting. Anytime you have Jinx and Eric next to each other, on there, the Jinx and the Rumble together, you're gonna have a hard time with any fight. But we do have the Rumble coming down and taking out Silas, and they're just going to take the spot side of the map.
In that entire fight, I'd love to see that one later at the end if possible.
Absolutely.
Their Rumble picked up 3 kills in that. He got the double kill at the end, but he got the initial kill before. And then we saw that Subto pick one up that I'm sure Jinx would have liked to have, but Jace got one as well. So we're spreading that money around a little bit better on this team now. Silas came in and did a ton of damage. He's still sitting at 5 kills and way up in farm. It continues.
So we're going to have Pathfinder going in for super aggressive.
Oh, that one may be a bit of a throw. I don't think he lived as long as he was hoping to.
Yep, but they are going to get the cleanup on possibly both. Yep, they didn't quite get the English teacher kill yet.
Okay.
But unfortunately, that pressure cost them almost everything topside, and so they're down to just their inhibitor on the top side of the map. And now we're just seeing that consistent chase damage. Once he gets going and rolling with Man Immune, it's just a lot of damage that they can put out.
Yeah, he's evolved that Man Immune, and now I'm shocked at how handily he soloed that fight against Silas. Silas is in a big spot right now. I did not expect to see that burst damage out of the Jace.
That's one of the things that Jace not only gets to have multiple abilities that he can switch between on his character, but also once he gets that Man Immune with the lethality build, his burst damage on anyone that's not a super tanky champion is just going to shred through everybody. And that's kind of one of the problems that we're kind of seeing right now is we have that ranged disadvantage on the top side of the map, and we're also having the fact that the Jarvan wasn't able to keep focusing on the top side and really get the Aatrox fully ahead. And so now what advantage he had at the beginning is kind of starting to slip away through. And we're going to
Aatrox is going to struggle to be frontline in this game.
Exactly.
It will be tough for him to frontline this game. I think they're going to rely mostly on the Silas and the J4 for engage. And then hopefully Pathfinder is able to build some items that'll give him a little bit more sustain so that they can drag this fight out.
Well, right now we have 3 people going over towards Pathfinder to try to take him out. And we have a Jarvan coming in to possibly support here.
Death Charge coming in. And English teacher cleans up another one. Jinx is going to be a menace. This is going to be a tough Jinx.
Well, and Jinx is also one of those that if they ever get a single kill inside a team fight, they can turn around even in a bad situation. So when they're already ahead, it just gets to where you feel even worse if they ever get a good fight going through. And we got Rumble coming down from both Rumble and the Silence. And we got Jarvan trying to poke out the Ari and just not going to be able to get fully touched in on her.
Ooh, she barely gets out of that one.
Yes, and Senna's now just going to have to fight for her life as she gets back over towards her tower over there. Eric seems to want more, though. He is not going to let this one go easily.
3 levels up and angry. Not bad. So there are currently 3 dead on green team. So Eric is going to try to clean up some stuff and steal some jungle camps here. They want that red buff. They've got it. They're warding up. And here we go. Pathfinder found Biba Bay in the jungle.
Yep.
English teacher coming in. And another kill for Biba Bay.
And that might be their go signal to start setting them around that.
Yeah, we've got the TP coming in on Baron.
Yeah, they're going to go in on that Baron to go ahead and cancel
Eric
that.
already starting it up. The Karthus ulti's coming in, but I think we're just going to get, limited damage here.
Well, that
Biba Bay
Karthus
may
ult
be
was
out.
trying to get the Biba Bay. And Jarvan's going after him, and we do see the burn. Kill that one out.
Burned for a long time. Very long time. Quick turn onto Jarvan, and they're going to abandon the Baron. That's a good call. They get a lot of gold out of that. They secured their position there on the Rift, and they got some money. Let's go spend it.
Oh yeah. And one of the things is that, yeah, we did see the Jarvan and Pathfinder both die on that particular last set of fights on there. but we did see that they were able to push him back off of the Baron and keep from losing even harder right now. And kind of what they're going to need to do is they're going to need to really stall this game out to really let their Silas and their Karthus really build up their damage, because that's what's going to be the game changer for them. Is going to be
Eric investing a lot on that Senna.
Well, and kind of just trying to get rid of the tank van, but he is going to get caught out by the Silas here. And Pathfinder pops his ult to try to stay alive. And the rest of the team is there, so they're just going to wisely kind of back off. And we're still going to have a little bit of posturing around this Baron, and we're starting up this little dance to see who's going to get the advantage first, and who's going to be able to clear all the wards and be able to take a good fight or get a good death push going on right here.
Just looking at the big picture of this game, the gold lead has gotten a little bit out of hand, but there is still a serious win condition here for Green Team. And just looking, they've stacked up 3 Drakes already, and the next one will be coming up shortly, and that could be their win con. I mean,
and now Drake is going to be very useful for them with how bruiser and tanky their comp is. They pick out both top laners got traded on that last fight right there. And so we're going to see maybe Jarvan might try to go for pushing on this top tower to maybe start trying to get themselves some gold advantage, because one of the things that is kind of part of the separation of gold is the fact that they haven't taken down any towers yet. And so there's a lot of gold sitting on the map that Green Team can definitely take advantage of.
Absolutely, and they had to invest quite a bit in some of these fights.
But Kairu gets caught out in the jungle right there.
That's a tough one.
He ran in there to try to get the wolves and found 4 Gankensteins instead, and I don't think I would have liked that either.
That's the disadvantage of not having all these turrets. I mean, obviously the gold and the map positioning is tough, but when you don't have any tier 2s left on your map, then people are able to walk up and board up your whole jungle. They can be waiting anywhere. Nowhere's safe.
And
just
right
get
now,
jump scared at any time.
Both the Senna and the Aatrox pop their ults to try to save that mid inhibitor tower, and now Gankenstein's going to turn and try to secure this dragon here. Looks like they're going to set up a death
setting
push
up a little trap. Oh, Eric going out more aggressively.
Well, Eric knows that he pretty much can fight
out
wherever he wants to, so I think he's going to take the initiative here and try to take out some of the other people on the map right now. And so we got Jarvan coming in from the top side, and he is
that's a lot of damage.
Get some poke on that Pathfinder, and Pathfinder just can't take that damage on there with the Aatrox.
That's a tough one. He just was up too far and didn't understand where Jace was at the time. They don't have any vision because of their position on the map. And blue team's able to stop the Drake stacking.
Exactly.
I'll just see the bracket.
All right. So not a huge wave here just yet, but with all of the Void Grubs, you can see they do massive damage to that.
And they're just going to take out the inhibitor right here, and they have enough minions. They might be able to do something to the base, but it looks like that Karthus ult, I think that would cause them not to want to do anything after the inhibitor right here. It might be best to just leave. Because again, that Karthus... Oh, and there's Pathfinder coming in to try to clean up. He's going to get that...
Oh no!
Not in on that Eric.
Oh no! Oh, that can't feel good.
Tragedy. Tragic. They go in to try to get all.
I like it better.
They go in to try to get some kills, and they just lose the entire team. Oh no!
I think that's going to be GG. Oh, not just yet. It looks like they're not pushing
it.
The health bars are too low.
Yeah.
The heartbreak of running into 3 players with less than 10% health and not coming away with even an assist. That's a struggle. That does not feel good.
English teacher right here is going for that inhibitor. He really wants to get another wave of super minions coming in. He gets the inhibitor. We get the rumble all coming down, and we are going to get the burn damage from the rumble, the damage off the Karthus right there.
I think English teacher had the right idea there. By taking that inhib and getting fired up, you can absolutely turn and do the damage to Karthus, especially with the level lead and item differences that Jinx has got.
Well, one of the things with Jinx is it's one of those few champions that because they don't have a natural gap closer or escape tool, sometimes your only way to get out of dodge is to get a kill on something.
It's just to
really
go
destroys
in. Yeah.
and just to go in, kill something, and run away. And that's kind of what, when I play Jinx, that's kind of the strategy I use sometimes like that. Of like, okay, let me kill this one objective, or let me kill this one player real quick so I can get out of here now. And that is going to go ahead and give them the opportunity to start working on this Baron here. And Green Team has no vision here, so I don't think they have an idea. They probably know they're on the Baron, they probably don't have any way to stop that. So it will be a clean take from Gankenstein's, and it looks like we're going to see them going 4-stack in the mid lane. They're probably setting this up to be ready to walk these minions into the base and finish this game off.
Yeah, nobody in this game can match Jay spot lane 1v1, maybe not 3v1. Rumble can easily just walk it in by himself as well. Ari's sitting on a shutdown, and everybody in this team is doing phenomenal.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and say this is the time for us to take this win. They even put in the Chase TP back in to make sure they secure this inhibitor, and they're going to have one last stand from Green Team to see if they can hold off and clear off some of these Barons before all the towers go down.
That's a good ultimate, Jarvan with a big ult.
And they are trying to stack the ultimates on top of each other, but I feel like they just might not have enough left in the tank to take them out.
Little too late.
And that is going to be a clean one up for the team, and they will go ahead and secure the Nexus there.
Well, great job to Gankenstein's monsters. Pretty stellar performance all across the board. And honestly, Green Team fought
under the Jinx
well all the way through the
They're
end.
going to have a hard time.
Oh, here we are. You can see that the bot lane replay again.
And really having that Rumble ult come down and really start the fight off. We were talking about earlier with that Silas, you have to burst him down to take him out. And I think that was the key there, was the Rumble gave them the burst damage there, especially in that fight and some of the other fights with the Silas, to kill that Silas before he can actually get back into it.
Absolutely. Silas is just built-in lifesteal and CC and his small AoE damage. It's a difficult champion to play against.
And I
Do we have a replay going here?
Saying this.
Here we are.
I believe we're going back out to the stream part on there, and we see Kyrie saying that they claim that they did a little bit of trolling that game.
We did a little trolling. It was a great game. I don't know. I didn't see any trolling happening. There was some position changes that were unexpected, but I thought it was a great game all around. It was a lot of fun to watch. That was a filthy Silas, by the way. Absolutely great Silas. Well played on that. And saying the next game's even better? All right. I can't wait. Let's give us, 4 or 5 minutes. We'll fire up the next one.
Absolutely. We'll catch you guys in a second.
All right, thanks, everybody. Hello, folks, and welcome back. We are about to start up Game 2 of the back-to-back preseason scrimmages between Gankenstein's Monsters and the Green Team. The first game had Gankenstein's coming out on top with some pretty great performances across the board. There were some early indications on Green Team that there might be trouble there for Gankenstein's. It looked like Silas and Karthus were doing some pretty significant damage, and there were a few solo kills in the top lane before Jace was able to get fully built. But I'm really interested to see where they go from here. We don't get to see the draft, but Blue Side, do you think we're going to see Jinx or Rumble again?
I'm not sure if I would allow the Jinx or Rumble back through, but again, I wouldn't know what the bans were the first time of course, anytime you do that and you say, okay, we're going to get rid of those parts of the pool, you're going to have to sacrifice something else that you'd banned before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, that's part of the problem we were talking about with Eric is he's really strong on a lot of champions, so he's a really diverse pool. I think it would just be more of I'll try to make a plan of how to go against that Rumble instead, and just hope he doesn't pull something else out of his pocket at that point.
So I'm seeing that this is the game that happened first. This is the game that they played before the other game.
Okay.
So I don't know about the draft. We're just going to see what we get. I'm excited to find out. We can go into it whenever y'all are ready.
All right. So this is game.
Take it away.
So this was the other game here where we actually have kind of more traditional lineups on the both sides here. We see left side with the Jinx, Senna bot lane with the Rise top and Olaf mid Rise mid, Olaf top, and Vi jungle. And then on the other side we're seeing Ash and Leona bot lane, and Talia mid, Morgana jungle, and Olaf top side. And right now we're seeing some early action between Pathfinder
really
and
aggressive trading
on the Olaf.
And even more aggressive trading in the chat as Robbie catching strays. Sorry, Robbie.
Good luck to only Robbie.
There we go. That's a supports personality right there. The friendliness.
We're seeing some aggressive pushes into the red buff there. Counter response to Pathfinder and Curious doing their fight on the top side.
Now Vi's on vision here. She's got to be careful. Okay, so it looks like maybe just a little harassment. Eric going with the Morgana support. Have you played Morgana support before?
I have played Morgana support before. Morgana jungle I've not played, but it is one of those things that can be very terrifying in the jungle because not only does the pool allow for her to have a lot of good, easy clears, but then you're able to just freely build up the damage, and that Q stun can come out of nowhere.
Oh, that's paid off early.
And right there, we kind of seen what happens with that Q stun right there on top of Devi, who is still trying to take that buff instead of going back to their side of the jungle. And then we're going to see Pathfinder also experience some more damage coming in from their fight there. And that's going to quick 2-kill lead for Green Team on this one.
That is a tough start. But sometimes you risk it and it does not pay off. But we'll see how Vi does coming in. She's got consistent engage. Things will probably turn out okay for True Phenom. And I see we got Karis in this game. So their starting top laner has returned for this match.
Correct, and that's kind of why you're seeing the Olaf and Ornn top side, and we're going to see how that plays out for Ornn in his damage department compared to the Olaf, and he already also has the level up lead on
aggressive trading in bot lane.
Well, you got the Leona.
English teacher's going all the way and got a double kill for English teacher in the bot lane on the Ashe. Ashe loves that early engage. Those slows are devastating.
Well, really good pairing that up with the Leona that can just be consistent CC on top of the enemy and just get really good slowdowns on top of what Ashe is already bringing to the game. we're still seeing Olaf and Orin kind of going at it, and Orin's trying to bully Pathfinder off of the wave here and keep him from getting as much experience in CS as he can. And Pathfinder just
he
would not
in
let
for
it
a
go, and he
solo
put
kill.
in the flash.
Karis showing why he's the starter, playing very well on the Ornn. 3 kills currently for the Ornn top lane. This is a champion that, this is a tank, but you could play him very aggressively. He trades well. He can upgrade himself in lane. He's definitely somebody who's a threat throughout the whole game.
And we also seen a lot of the combo from Kiryu in the mid lane there against with the Rise, and just dealing consistent burst damage right there in that mid, and kind of getting to Leah to try to poke out all of her potions right there.
Top lane again, Karis has said, you cannot farm. Why are you here? Trying to push Pathfinder out.
And
he's fighting his way into the wave.
Pathfinder has a really big wave, and he wave next to him, and the Orange just does not care about the minion damage right now. We got really good gank coming in from Morgana mid, and again, that's what happens with that Morgana. She can come in with her Q at any time, and you never quite see it, and then AoE damage will just take you out.
What is the deal with the Morgana jungles in my elo? Because they do not be hitting Qs like that. It's devastating to see.
One Lord, Eric. That is what the difference is.
Unstoppable on every type of champ.
Absolutely.
Bot lane, Hernandez still playing pretty aggressively. They're pushing this wave in, clearing wards, trying to trade. Despite the early advantage to the Ashe, they understand they've got a bit of a range advantage here, and they need to press it.
And I'm just realizing I have my team names flipped around on me again. And that green team is all on right there on the left side, and we're getting to that point. But we have a good stop by there.
Karis offering a... Did he get the shutdown? He did. That's early money for the Olaf.
Still might get traded out with the Morgana here. She is going to go ahead and just kind of slowly walk him back towards tower. And she will get the kill.
Eric picks up another one. But I think that for Pathfinder, that going 1-for-1 there when you get ganked by this, Morgana and fed Ornn, that is not a bad thing. He cashed out 500 quick gold there with that kill, with that shutdown, and he's able to probably fight his way back into the game a little bit. I'm eager to see what Ornn is building here to itemize against this team that he's playing against, but for now, let's just have a look here at the bot side. We can see that that green team was able to pick up that first Drake.
Well, and that's one of the problems of when you have so much ganking dedication on one side of the map, is that sometimes if you don't get to the objective fast enough afterwards, the other team can kind of sneak it out there. And they have the Ashe arrow to Ashe Hawk shot there to get the vision of it, but again, no one was in real position to be able to counteract that. But we do see that Morgana is kind of starting to posture around towards the bottom side of the map. I don't think they have any vision on there, so we're going to see them go ahead and press the go button.
See how this Q goes.
And that lockdown will...
And get the cleanse out of Hernandez teaches. English teacher might be caught here.
Well, it looks like they're just
and great job healing.
Yeah, and that was a really quick reaction by the Jinx to get that cleanse going down from Hernandez teaches.
Yes, and an equally fast one for Morgana, putting her black shield on the Ashe there to give her that quick protection that she needed to get out in that situation.
And what we see from Phenom is that he's going straight over towards taking that Grump, the Void Grubs, as soon as he sees the Morgana show up on the bottom side of the map, because he knows that he's free and clear to take that camp.
It looks like they're setting up a dive here. They're going to have to play it really carefully so the English teacher doesn't get caught out, but with the Morgana Leona, that's a lot of lockdown. Okay, so they're opting to...
They do have the Ashe arrow as well, and here it comes.
And there it is. Very well played dive. Oh. Well, spoke too soon.
That's one of the risks you run with it, and as ADC, sometimes all you can hope for is to make sure you trade out 1-for-1 whenever they do a dive like that on you. We got Eric coming back in for the Morgana re-engage with the dive onto Havoc.
And I think you guys too.
Nope. We're going to have the Ashe die instead.
It's a lot of gold getting passed over. Luckily, Only that first kill on Leona went over to the Jinx. Luckily for Gankenstein, that is. But Vi now invading the other side, taking those Raptors after her Krugs were stolen.
Again, that's one of the things, as these higher level players, they see those opportunities. They see the jungler over on the bot side of the map. They make a play on the other side of the map. They know the timing with the camps are up, and he knew that the top side camp should be available for Morgana. And so after he takes the Void Grubs and sees Morgana stay down that bot side, just go ahead and clear out the rest of those camps and just take as much gold as you can.
It looks like in the bot side they're chasing after Leona here, back into her own jungle. And I think Jinx may pick up a kill here.
It's probably going to be more just like showing her the way back to home. But we do have Eric going in for gank on the Olaf. Going to make Olaf pop his ult there.
True Phenom in the neighborhood.
Looks like we are going to have 5 people collapsing up on Eric and Talia
this is a big fight.
Areas. And
that's great. That is great for
that was all 5 members of Green Team showing up for that engage on top of mid laner and jungler there.
Yeah, Green Team needing those shutdowns, getting that gold, that's great, and already have the lead in objectives with the Void Grubs, the first batch of Void Grubs taken, and showing their Drake prioritization again, because they're looking to start stacking those things up. They were very close to having that win con in their last game. Here we go again with the Ornn solo killing Pathfinder. That is just such a tough matchup when Ornn gets big. You can't damage him. You just can't hurt him. I mean, he's already built. He almost has his complete Thornmail built here. And he's sitting on boots. He's ready to go. It looks like he's going to go full armor this time.
Well, and that was really good to kind of shut down the damage that Olaf is going to be pushing out towards you going forward. And really we have Eric coming in with another gank on Kairu and just locking him down. And again, that's what this pick is all about, is you just get consistent, repeated, kind of blind ganks on people with the
possible? Sorry about that. Is it possible to gank all 3 lanes? Because I know that's how they must be feeling right now. I mean, to camp all 3 lanes. I know they must feel like, Morgana, get out of here. But legitimately, every time you turn around, Eric is ganking somebody's lane and getting a successful killer assist.
Well, and it's also one of those things where you feel like, oh, well, that means that he must not be keeping up on the farm. But as we're seeing through the numbers right here, Eric is keeping it up with True Phenom on the farm, and it's one of those things where Phenom's now going to come in for the bot side, and Eric is showing up right behind him. But he's going to put the Vi ult on.
English teacher still has flash. Oh, and that gank does not go as planned.
They might still get the support.
Leona's black shielded. Right. She gets out. Here comes Eric. Another big Q.
We have Olaf coming in to try to clean up the fight as well from the backside, but I don't think I would go in and tower by myself.
I think it's time to back up, man.
Yeah, he's going to go for it though. He's going to go and try to get as much damage as he can. He's going to go for the Eric. He's going to secure that, and he's going to slowly get poked out as Elise on that particular
fight. Giving up a little bit more money there to Mantella. So Talia's in this game now. Talia's doing well. I believe, and I haven't seen the scoreline in a little bit, but I think that's 4 kills for Talia in the mid lane. That's 3 kills for Talia in the mid lane. Ryze having kind of a tough time, but Ryze is scaling. He's got the Roa built. He's working on that tier. So Ryze will still be a factor in this game, especially when his ultimate comes online for these big team fights. The ultimate's already online, but whenever it's time to start using them for those big objective fights, Ryze will always have good utility. So I'm eager to see how this game evolves. Right now, gold lead pretty heavily in the favor of Gankenstein's, but we'll see how that progresses.
And then a lot of that is from those extra 10 kills they have over Green Team right now. But Green Team is still keeping it in the objective game right here. And they're going to go ahead and get that dragon, and now it's just about a matter of getting out of the dragon pit.
Ashe is coming through ultimate probably in a couple of seconds. Eric coming around again. They've got vision on him. They spot that out. And here we go.
Right here, they respond on the other side. They get the 6 They're going to get 6 Void Grubs out of this now. There's that
the
Asheville
flash,
coming
but
in.
still
on
into
top
the
of
ult.
English teacher onto Hernandez, and Eric somehow still gets the kills. Even when he's not actively doing the damage anymore, he still gets the kills.
What has he got? Did he go Blackfire first, or are we looking at Leandry's? Okay, so he went with that Blackfire first, and going now into Leandry's. That is a uncomfortable thing to deal with in the game. Everybody now has to think about building magic resist because of this big mid jungle duo right now.
And he's just going to continually deal that burn damage with all of his abilities, which, again, with Morgana and with a lot of these mage junglers right now, is what's really allowed them to really unlock and be able to take control of the map. Because they don't have to get into the fight like directly as much, but they still have just as much damage and just as much impact the fight's going through. We have Orange trying to set up against the Rise here, but we see Olaf and Vi are going to sit here and take the Rift Herald, or start doing some of the Rift Herald, as Orange misses his ult onto Rise and doesn't quite get the knock-up quite right.
So this was a pretty good lane swap here. I like this lane swap. Bringing Rise up here, getting ganked. Unfortunately, Eric misses the Q, and Kairi is allowed to live another day. But I like this lane swap because Ornn is not currently itemizing against this Rise. And so he's able to put out some damage. Rise is able to do a little bit of damage, able to, ult in whenever the fights are breaking out and he's needed. Olaf forced to R out here.
Oh, and that's also one of the things that's kind of nice about having Olaf in the mid, is that anytime the Morgana comes in there to block him down and gank him to get the security kill on there, he can just do that single ability and get out real quick. And so it was a very
picking up more gold here.
And they're going to go ahead and
all 5 plates in the bot lane. Go ahead.
Then they're going to go ahead and finish off that mid tower and start pressuring the second tier 2 tower. And they just don't have the damage right now at the moment, especially without the Jinx inside the fight to keep them from taking the tower. They will get the return kills on at least 1, if not 2. They do get both of those return kills on that one.
There was a lot of money there. What was that? What was that shutdown? 600 gold? It was a very solid gold pickup for them. Oh yes, okay. So 500 gold bounty, picking up quick 800 gold for the green team, and that is going to help out a lot. Senna put a great ultimate down in that fight, got actually everyone in it. Shielded her team, did the damage, but just the distance in gold between those 2 lanes is so drastic that it wasn't able to pick up much.
And we're going to see that green team is going to go ahead and secure this Rift Herald here. And I'd imagine that they would want to turn and take that towards top side. Oh, and that's just unfortunate right there. Rise got a great
that's tough.
Lockdown on the Talia right there, and unfortunately when you go in like that, and there's nothing you can do at that point once you get locked down from both the support and from the Rise there. And they're going, like I said, they're going to go ahead and take that Rift Herald to the top side and clear out that tower as well.
Pick up little objective gold here. Ornn stacking up that heart steal. It's going to be an even beefier boy here real quick.
And what I expect to see having happen in the next little while with these is I would expect to have a lot of split push angles. Because with those 6 Void Grubs, once you get hitting some of the towers here, you're just going to be able to shred through, especially Jinx right here. If no one responds to her, she's going to be very likely to be able to take that tower before anyone from Gankensteins can get there and respond to it.
Everybody's tightening up for this Drake fight coming up. We want to try to stop Gankenstein from stacking them any further. Or I'm sorry, green team from stacking them any further. So everybody's posturing, getting ready, placing their vision. They're going to pull it out of the pit. Let's see how this goes.
We got the expanded view so we can see the whole fight happening here. We got a pretty decent
it's a great
focus from Gankensteins, and hopefully has a re-engage after the dragon is dead. Senna
team
had a
stops
great
this.
ult that hits all 4 members involved in the fight. And we're going to see them clean up this fight right now. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, we're going to also
Haru
see
picking
that
up a lot there.
the Ornn is still pressuring towards the top side, so I think in response they're going to go ahead and take the tier 2 in the mid to try to get more priority in the map overall.
And even though a lot of shutdowns went over there, I think this shows overall this fight leaned in the favor of Gankenstein's. Because they were able to stop that dragon stacking. They're able to get Ornn pushing these waves out, putting pressure on top so they can move around the map freely, place up wards, they can farm. He wasn't quite able to get that turret, but so maybe it wasn't completely in the favor of Gankenstein's, but I don't think it was as bad as it looked at first glance.
One of the other advantages that the Gankensteins is going to have kind of going forward from here is if they start stacking the dragons themselves now, it's going to be that hectic dragon, and it's one of the best buffs you could have because it gets you consistent good AoE clear damage from your auto attacks. And
Absolutely, Jinx and Ashe would love that.
Have like a static shiv proc going through. We're going to see that Ryze is going to get surprised by both the Ornn and the Leona. Leona does cast her ult down, and we're going to have Eric come in and finish cleaning this fight out right here. Oh, but misses the Q, but that's alright.
Oh no.
Leona
and
can still clean it up.
goes to Leona. Ashe wanted a piece too, I think. Look at her. She was going up there.
She wanted to boss her for that one for
Ashe.
sure. Now, we're going to have we have the ult coming in on top of Havoc, and Havoc is going to get taken down from that Ashe ult and Talia ult as well. Going in. But they have they've completely left the bot side so that way they can focus in on this Baron right now.
Yep,
And
they cleared all of the... Yes,
So-
they cleared... Sorry.
Go ahead.
There's no vision, yeah. Blue team does not know this is happening. They probably have some suspicions that it could be, but they just got a clean Baron, and we'll see how aggressively they want to push with it while they're short-handed on the map.
And now they're going to try to chase down this Jinx.
Say again? Oh, yes, that happened right at spawn.
Yeah.
I did not notice that. They were very aggressive on that.
And again, when you have all 4 team members right there, and you know that the other team is down 2 people, you kind of need to go. You kind of want to go for that, just because it feels good, and not only get that, but also get the early pushes going through. And really,
And right now they
pressure
have
on
the
them.
sustained damage. The sustained damage you need to burst down a Baron coming through, especially from the Ashe to Leah. It's a pretty quick Baron take if you jump on it right when it spawns. Ornn recalling. This guy is real strong. He's completed several items. He's ready to rock. 103 stacks on his Heartsteel. We're seeing in the bot lane a pretty serious item difference as well. Just between kills and farm, Ashe has got Kraken, Phantom Dancer, and it's building towards Borg here, Blade of the Ruin King. So just comparing that to the 1.5 completed items that Jinx has got, this game is speeding towards the conclusion.
So we're going to see, Vi goes in on the Eric right there, and that is going to pop Eric's Zhonya's, but we also have the kills coming down from Senna and Ryze. And Jinx got excited, but he's not going to be enough to fully turn the fight. But all this time, we got Olaf at the top side, just split pushing, fighting, and taking through those towers. And he's going to get the tower on this next push here. We're going to see if the Gankensteins can go ahead and take this inhibitor tower at the same moment. They do get a
Leona
lockdown on
goes
the
in
Ryze.
aggressively.
Leona goes in aggressively, but Leona also takes like 3 tower shots going in. Ashe is going to die to the tower as well. And we're going to have them clean up the fight on top of the Jinx. And they will take the inhibitor, but they did lose that second tier tower, so there's
So
a
Senna and Vi back up. It looks like Vi made it there just in time. Olaf has moved back towards the Drake as Eric moves out onto the map. It's gonna take a long time to kill this orange. I don't
Oh,
know.
they might work on it. Who knows? At this point, it might be better to just let it go. I don't know if they're gonna let it. Vi is on the same
Doing
token,
decent
also
damage.
moving towards the dragon, but is going
Oh,
to catch
no,
a
that's
Morgana
enough.
Q to the face and burn to death.
Rest in peace, Vi. Here comes Olaf, who can burst her down.
Yup, he's going
Q
for
doesn't
it,
work on this.
and Leona throws the ult in to try to stop the Olaf. Olaf does not care because he's Olaf, and they are going to
down.
lose.
Here comes Ashe.
Ashe is going to go ahead and take out.
Ashe
Ashe is
killed
going to get taken
by-
out by Ryze.
Yes.
During that whole time, Ryze also finished off the Drake, so that way they can get their third dragon on at the same time. Again, that's one of the
Wow.
hard things that these level players can do, is they can see what's happening with the team fight and still go through and get the objectives as needed. And yes, I know, Carrie, I noticed that we missed that part on there on the screen. He has
I
6 flash
apologize.
in there to get there.
This was a pretty good moment here for the green team. They were able to grab another Drake, secure some shutdowns, and start pushing their way back out onto the map at least a bit. You know, being able to give Jinx some more money here, that's very useful. Keiru being able to take advantage of the completed Roa and Seraphs is great. It gives a lot of sustain in these fights. I think they're moving towards, you know, a possible comeback here. There's a pretty massive hill to climb, but we're late enough in the game that, you know, anything can happen.
Well, and the real key is going to come down to just slowing down the pressure from Gankenstein, and we're seeing the reaction right there is the perfect thing you want to have happen, where you're kind of catching out the Warren split pushing by himself and trying to get multiple people on top of him, just not let him do that for free.
And
At the
Olaf
same time,
still
you
applying
build
counter
those.
pressure in the top.
Exactly, and you just need to slow the game down a little bit, make it to where the other team can't just group up as 5 and just bully you out of the game. Because again, Olaf is making 2 to 3 people respond to him and respond to the top side of the map just because of the pressure he might have going on right now.
Yeah,
Just
this is
keeping them
macro
from
played
taking
exceptionally
themselves.
well.
Exactly. And we're going to see Eric here has a little bit of a try of a death push going on right now, but he is not going to land the Q on that last fight right there. He is going to land some damage down on Havoc. Olaf is going to go in for it, but we do have...
So Vi engages with the ultimate, gets immediately knocked back by the Tilia. And this fight turns pretty drastically in the favor of Gankenstein.
Yes. And one of the things you probably noticed on that too was Vi also ate the Ashe ult as she was going in for her ult. So it didn't affect anyone else on her team, but it did make it to where Vi was not able to do much after landing with her ultimate.
Yeah, she
Which is
couldn't
why Talia was
effectively
able to
follow up
land
with
her
Q.
knockup. Exactly.
Yeah. Now, these are good fights. They're very back and forth. It seems like the advantage comes to whoever hits their big CC first and starts that chain. So, you know, a lot of these have been initial, and they're on the Baron right now. Green team once again going in.
And again, one of the cool things with this particular Ashe skill is once you start getting a little bit of your damage items through, you could just have so fast of auto attack you can just burn through everything. So we're going to see the Ashe ult misses a little bit to the right on that one, but they're still going to push and try to take this tower right here.
This is a short
Vi's
cooldown
gonna
for the
lose.
Ashe.
Yeah.
I
at this
imagine
point in
that
the game,
Ashe
you can
R
fly.
is at like, what, 40 seconds right now or something?
Probably. It's one of those times when you feel comfortable enough that you'll throw that at pretty much anything that's a decent enough target.
I think it's time for Olaf to come home here. This game is wanting to end.
They are definitely ready to go and push it out. And again, that's what the thing you gotta try to keep from happening. You don't want to let the other team just use their gold advantage too much right now. Because they are ahead by 9,000, and if they flex it, they can flex through a nice push right there. And they get
could have
everyone out.
probably turned that, but trying to run they probably could have turned that, but trying to run everybody through a Baron empowered minion wave to chase those carries down is a real tall order. So our next Drake is coming up shortly. Unfortunately, the green team base is completely exposed. barring the bottom lane. So I don't know if they're going to have a chance to fight this fairly, but it looks like they're moving up that way to at least take a look at it.
Right, and Gankenstein's going to try to set this up to make it a possible situation for him, with having the Leah push that that bot wave down and have Ashe push that mid wave as well, just to try to make it to where they can secure this dragon fairly easily.
Yeah, and we're seeing some engaging here.
Yep, and they're going to go ahead and go in for a fight here on the Olaf again. He sees the immune, so he doesn't get knocked out from the Born. And so they're just going to kind of throw each other at each other, but this Olaf ult down, so he won't be able to use that in the coming out fight for this dragon here.
They're starting to do pretty significant damage to that Ornn. If this game goes on much longer, they're definitely going to be able to burn him down when it's those 3v1 situations and you manage to CC him.
Yes, and we're just kind of seeing the results of that early fight in there, as they just didn't have any pressure to be able to try to knock Gankensteins off of the dragon here. And they're going to set up for a 5-man push spot side to try to go ahead and get the rest of these turrets out of the way and get the inhibitors kind of taken down so they can just have a nice, easy push.
Yeah, you see Rise recalling in. He sees the urgency here. The game is balanced right now pretty heavily in the favor of Gankenstein's, but they're going to slow play it.
No, yeah, and at this moment, you're just needing to take their time and let this happen. And they still have the Baron buff for at least for this tower here with these cannons. So unless these cannons get taken out, they're probably going to be able to easily take this tower. We are going to see the Jinx ult just quite not enough to kill the Morgana back there. And Morgana Q misses. He's going to go and start backing up
the Black
again.
Shield just barely allows the survival.
And Ornn ult is going to be big if it lands. It does land on top of three of the
big knockup.
Green team. And we're going to have hope, but we're getting a lot of
very low health bars. Jinx is fired up, ready to go.
And we're going to see the last fight here, last part of here is going to take out the Leona. And that is how you play when you're behind on how to get this back into this game.
I think we need to recall here. Senna's wave clear is pretty solid. I don't know how quickly she can take down a wave of supers, but... Okay, late game Senna can do the job, no problem.
Yes, late game Senna has got a lot more damage than people expect, because Senna has a lot of burst built into her abilities once you get enough stacks of your Ghost on there.
Yeah, I'd love it if there was a way for us to see how many stacks.
And that Q that she has allows her to do all that damage in a straight line on the entire wave in the right situations. So 109 stacks, that is what you want to have at this moment.
It's not bad at all.
Because once you get the first 40, every 20, if I remember correctly, afterwards, gets you a buff in your stats, including range. And so she not only gets to have more burst damage, but also a farther range at a certain point than every other ADC in the game can have.
Yeah, and with that RFC build, yeah, pretty substantial range addition. She could probably hit you under turret safely at this point.
And I have done that before. It's a really fun little feeling when you go and say, yeah, you're not even safe there. We're going to see them posturing around this Baron area again, trying to get the vision and get ready for a possible third Baron take in this game. Man,
the longer this game goes on, the stronger Green Team becomes. The more they're able to turn these team fights. And Ashe is a great champ, but when it gets to this point in the game, like Jinx is like the hyper carry in these situations, and just becomes so unstoppable if she's able to grab an assist or grab a kill and get going. And the later you go in the game, the more Ashe is basically just effective at the CC. The damage over time is not as effective as it is in the early game.
And that's
Here
the
comes
thing
the
is they have
ultimate. There's
really
the CC.
right on top of Senna.
I said no more quadra kills, Senna. Take this CC.
We are going to have Gankensteins are trying to close this game out right now with the 5-man push
They have
trying to take out the inhibitors.
Rise has shoved out the bot wave, so they're not able to pick anything up there. Oh, I see.
The Leah is going to get poked out in the base on there. We're going to see what happens with this follow-up fight here. Vi charges forward, but doesn't
In this
quite have any
corridor.
follow-up. And that's a good Orin ult right there on top of 2 members. Green team.
Absolutely.
Orin is just going to face tank the Jinx and try to keep her away from the fight.
Ash heard me talking
Kairu
smack. Picks
still-
up a double kill.
Kairu still has the damage numbers right there. Good gosh, that was a single Q from Kairu
That is
stacked
a
on
lot
top
of burst.
on top of the Ash right there. And Senna's
And they're
back
still
up.
looking
So
to rotate on Baron. Is
and
this a
at this
quick enough
moment, you
take?
need to decide: are you going to let them take the Baron and you trade it out for getting Dragon Creation, or are you going to do something about that Baron take? It looks like that Green Team is deciding they want to instead prioritize this Dragon. It
Oh,
is
and
going to be
the
their soul if they do win this fight and take the Dragon.
TP
here.
coming in from Talia. She's
That is
separated
Talia ult
everybody from the
down.
Drake. Just buying time. Just buying
And
time.
she's going to go ahead and get taken out by Kairu and now Kiryu. And now we're going to have the follow-up fight coming in. Senna. Oh,
Blue
we
team
got the
picks it up,
epic
gets
smash
that
from
soul.
Phenom. He gets smite right on there just in the nick of time to get them their Dragon Soul, which is exactly what they need to be able to come back into this part on here. Orin gets poked out by Jinx, and we're going to have
Olaf is forced to return to base. They've got supers on their turrets, but the rest of the fight is going spectacularly. I mean, they secure the soul. They're able to put some more pressure on the map. They're able to pick up some kills, and only one person has Baron buff.
yes, and that's kind of the risk you have there if you try to immediately go from Baron down to Dragon on there. Which is kind of the reason why they wanted to push for that part on there, because as 3 people you can't really do anything in a Baron take, especially without the jungler there. But if you can force them to and there's the shutdown on the Ash,
Lord.
that'll take out all of the Baron buffs, and they also have a wave right there in front of the tower to go ahead and take the inhibitor, which is going to relieve some of the pressure in these lane pushes.
I would be interested in seeing that one shot later. That is pretty absurd. That layered damage just kills her right under her turret.
Again, what we were saying before, they needed to slow this game down just enough to let their hyperscalers get into this, and now you have the Jinx and the Senna that are both going to be online and just dealing out huge amount of damage for the rest of this game right now.
I mean, this game's gone on long enough that essentially everyone is pretty much full build. Almost everyone has completed all of their items that they want. Fry's still waiting on that Rabadon's, and Jinx is still waiting to finish up. It looks like probably BT, but the fights are essentially even. I mean, there's no clear advantage for any team other than the turrets that are still standing.
Well, and that's part of why whenever you get in a situation like Green Team did earlier in this game, that you kind of get a little bit behind, you want to always, yes, let it become a clown fiesta and let it kind of slow down enough that you can get these scalers into the game. And kind of the cool thing with Senna is, even though Senna has most of the builds she wants right now, because of that soul gaining mechanic, she's always going to keep scaling even higher. Kind of the same thing as a Vigar or as even the new champion Smolder does. They don't really ever have a full cap of where their power can actually get to. We're going to see that the Gankenstein is going to try to get a pick here on the Olaf here and try to keep them from being able to, or they might be just fishing for gank inside the enemy jungle right now, looking to see if they can find someone in
this
death
is the
bush.
strategy. Yeah, setting up a trap is a
They
good
found
idea.
they found
Flashing.
the 2 ADCs, the 2 that they're worried about. Oh, but the Ashe arrow is not going to ring true on them, but we do have Ashe get a shutdown on
Lots of damage coming through. Jinx goes down.
and
Kairu and
we're just gonna
Olaf
have
carrying this right
Olaf
now.
and Kairu just go to town now that the ones that can really poke them out are gone from the equation here.
Olaf just slowly slapping this horn down. Kairu comes in, puts in some supplemental damage. That's the big damage coming in from Rise right now. The base is still under siege, though. These inhibitor turrets, these inhibitors are important.
They
It's an important
are.
part of the game. Yeah.
But we have
helps to get a
Kairu
little
who
bit of
does it
feel
ult to the mace to try to take out the base when Orn doesn't know he's getting in there, and he's just going to backdoor to win this game.
Oh, if a Rise doesn't backdoor to win, he's R-ing your whole team into the fountain. So
Let's
we'd like to
go!
see it this way. Good games there. That was great.
What? That was a great finish to that one right there. Just knowing the moment to kind of throw that in right there.
Absolutely. Rise surprising all of us. Great job, Keiru. That's a great
Here was that
finish to the
dragon
game.
fight earlier.
I love to see that. Rise damage is absurd. Eric almost sneaking away. Oh, picks up one more before he dies. Lots of money going to Keiru that fight. Honestly, that's managed to stay in the game the entire time. The early laning phase was difficult against the Talia and the consistent ganks coming in from Eric, but
he is going to lay some damage down on Havoc.
Okay, here we go.
Olaf
This
is
is
going for it.
our next fight. This is where Vi gets knocked out. So Vi engages with the Vi goes back in, uses the Q, but can't get that last auto E auto off. Unable to close the deal there. That was a struggle. That was a really, really tough fight, but I mean, we could see how it turned out. Wanting to end. They played an excellent game. I mean, look at this. Backs against the wall.
And again, all you need to do is you just need to kind of mention this earlier. Once you get to a certain point in the game, all the damage becomes equalized on like however the lead goes. A 5,000 gold lead or 9,000 gold lead at the beginning of the game feels horrible to be under.
Actually,
but
yeah,
after 30 to 40 minutes, well, once everyone's fully built, it doesn't matter if they started off 9,000 gold ahead of you. You get that damage equalized back out. This fight right here, this was
chaos.
Total complete chaos. This is the type of fights that you love to see, and like this is what you want to have happen as your two supports, is to get all the people that can lock you down out of the way, and then you just sit there and just start picking off each person going by and going through.
That was a banger. That was an excellent game. You love to see the backdoor Rise strats. Those are always fun. Green Team managed to hold on for a very long time there until they were fully built up enough. After farming wave after wave of super minions, they were able to secure that soul. They were able to... I don't believe they took any Barons either. I could be wrong. I don't think they took any Barons. They got
all 3 Barons went to Gankensteins in that one.
And a ton of shutdowns and managed to claw their way back into the game. It was a thing of beauty. Well played, everybody. Love that.
Absolutely. And again, it kind of shows you both sides of that. And that Gankenstein was doing all the right things to not cancel it, but to really use their objective control and really, use their power in the right ways to really get pressure. And they were pressuring all over the map. And they really had a lot of opportunities to transition into a full win on there. But the other team just did what they needed to slow it down just enough to get everyone back into that game and really use that one winning advantage they had, which was going to be the dragons, as well as that split push to the bot wave that Pathfinder was able to open up with his split pushing.
Yes, absolutely. Well played, both teams. The season, I believe, officially starts on Thursdays, and I'm so excited to see if this aggression continues throughout the season, if this willingness to fight nonstop. I mean, we had, between both games, probably 150 kills, it feels like. They were just nonstop fighting, nonstop ganking. Every objective was contested almost instantly, it felt like. And then just dragging those things out into just bloodbaths. So much fun to watch. So I'm excited to see what this season holds for both of these squads. Well played, everybody.
Yes, well played, and thank you for tuning in with us tonight.
And thank you so much to our shoutcasters, Blue Sai and Coach Gross. Really appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thanks for the support for Coach Rivals. And we will have another one of these matches again soon. So signing out. Bye.